Episode 6, Isaac, Jacob, and God's Covenant continues. Genesis 24:36. The promise moves forward. God's promise did not end with Abraham. It was never meant for one man alone. It was meant to move forward from generation to generation. The covenant would pass through a chosen line. And now the story turns to Isaac. Isaac, the son of promise. Isaac grew up knowing one truth above all. He was alive because God had intervened. He was the child of a miracle. Abraham sent his servant far away to find a wife for Isaac, not from the surrounding nations, but from his own people. God guided the journey, and Rebekah was chosen. Their union was not accidental. God was still directing the story. A quiet faith. Isaac was not like Abraham. He did not travel far or build many altars. His faith was quieter, but scripture tells us the Lord appeared to Isaac and blessed him. Isaac trusted God in famine. He obeyed when God said, "Do not go to Egypt," and God prospered him. But the promise was about more than wealth. It was about legacy. Twins struggling before birth, Rebekah became pregnant. But the pregnancy was difficult. 2 children struggled within her. She cried out to the Lord, and God answered, "2 nations are in your womb, and the older shall serve the younger." This was unexpected. God was choosing his way, not human tradition. Esau and Jacob. The first twin was born red and hairy. They named him Esau. The second came holding his brother's heel. They named him Jacob, meaning heel grabber or one who struggles. As they grew, the brothers became very different. Esau was a hunter. Jacob stayed among the tents. Isaac favored Esau. Rebekah favored Jacob. Division quietly entered the family. The birthright sold. One day Esau returned from hunting, exhausted. Jacob was cooking stew. Esau said, "Give me some of that food." Jacob replied, "Sell me your birthright." The birthright meant inheritance, authority, and covenant blessing. Esau despised it. He traded eternal value for temporary hunger, and scripture says, so Esau despised his birthright. The deception. Years later, Isaac grew old and blind. He planned to bless Esau. Rebekah overheard. She instructed Jacob to deceive his father. Jacob hesitated, but obeyed. Disguised as Esau, Jacob received the blessing. The covenant blessing was spoken. It could not be taken back. Consequences of deceit. When Esau discovered the deception, his heart filled with rage. Jacob was forced to flee, blessed but broken, chosen but running. This is often how God works. He uses flawed people to accomplish perfect plans. Jacob's dream at Bethel. As Jacob fled into the wilderness, he lay down to sleep, and God met him there. Jacob dreamed of a ladder reaching to heaven, with angels ascending and descending. The Lord stood above it and said, "I am the Lord, the God of Abraham and Isaac. I will give you and your descendants this land." God reaffirmed the covenant, not because Jacob deserved it, but because God is faithful. Jacob awoke in awe. Surely the Lord is in this place. He named it Bethel, the house of God. Years of struggle. Jacob lived many years away from home. He worked under his uncle Laban. He was deceived, just as he had deceived. He married Leah and Rachel. Children were born, 12 sons, the foundation of the 12 tribes of Israel. God was building a nation through hardship and patience, wrestling with God. As Jacob prepared to return home, fear gripped him. Esau was coming to meet him. That night, Jacob was alone, and a man wrestled with him until dawn. Jacob would not let go. He said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." Then God spoke, "Your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with humans and have overcome." Jacob was changed, marked forever. Reconciliation. When Jacob met Esau, he bowed low. Instead of revenge, Esau embraced him. What fear had built, God healed. God's faithful hand. The covenant had survived famine, deception, fear, failure, because God keeps his promises. Closing reflection. God does not choose the perfect, he perfects the chosen. Isaac trusted quietly. Jacob struggled deeply, yet God remained faithful to both. Ending and call to action. In the next episode, one of Jacob's sons will rise from betrayal to power, Joseph from pit to palace. Subscribe and continue the journey from Genesis to Revelation. The story of redemption continues.